Hey guys, so Apple has officially released today iOS 18.4, the release candidate, the RC, and I think this is the first time that Apple actually referenced the software as the release candidate instead of just RC. Now, the download will be anywhere from 7 to 8 gigabytes of a download, but as always, guys, this is going to be overwriting the entire operating system, so you're not going to be losing an additional 7 to 8 gigs from your device's storage. Again, this is simply overwriting the OS. Now, as we head on over into General, About, and we head on over into the build number, take a look at that. That is the final build number for iOS 18.4. Now, the official final release should be available here in just a couple of days. We'll talk about the official release date. But aside from iOS 18.4 RC or release candidate, Apple also released iPadOS 18.4 RC, iPad 17.7.6 RC for iPads running iPadOS 17, macOS 15.4 RC, macOS 14.7.5 RC, macOS 13.7.5 RC, tvOS 18.4 RC is available for the Apple TV, and of course HomePodOS 18.4 RC alongside watchOS 18.4 RC and visionOS 2.4 RC. So a lot of software released today in form of RC, as you can see right here. But today we'll talk about what's new within the latest 18.4 RC on iPhone. There's some good news and some bad news, a few things that I wanted to share with you guys, some final changes happening with this software. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is some of the good news, and I want to start off with AirPods Max. Apple has confirmed that the AirPods Max will now gain support for lossless audio and the ultra low latency audio for AirPods Max with iOS 18.4 and a new firmware update that should be available alongside the release of 18.4 for the AirPods Max. So just keep in mind that Apple plans to bring this support for AirPods Max USB-C only. So if you own AirPods Max with Lightning connection, you will not be getting this new update for your AirPods Max. Again, only the AirPods Max USB-C, finally getting that lossless audio and the ultra low latency audio on your AirPods. That's good news, I guess, for those that own the latest pair of AirPods Max. Now, something else that I've noticed within the latest RC or release candidate is that control center, when you go to rearrange your control center, the animations and everything seems a lot smoother. I don't see things overlapping, things just fall right into place. It's a lot smoother when you go to customize your control center, which is obviously great news. The initial release of the iOS 18 control center was a bit clunky, and with the latest RC, it is a lot smoother. Now, with iOS 18.4, Apple added robot vacuum support for the home application for HomeKit, and I couldn't get it to work on previous betas, but now with the final RC, it looks like it's working properly for me. Now, I know some users managed to get this working from the 3rd or 4th beta, but I couldn't get it to work. I finally got it here within iOS 18.4 RC. Now, aside from that, there's really not a whole lot I can talk about in regards to changes here other than performance. Now, as we go here into the latest benchmarks, so let's go into the benchmarks here. I ran a few benchmarks here right before the video. Take a look at those numbers. Now, again, as I mentioned, there's some good news and some bad news to share here. So this is beta 4 right here. So iOS 18.4 beta 4, and this is today's release, as you see right here, the final release candidate. As you notice, the multi-core and the single core score has dropped slightly. Take a look at those numbers right there. So you see that the iOS 18.4 beta 4 numbers are higher than today's RC or release candidate. Now, I haven't noticed any performance changes so far. Obviously, I've only had this beta installed for a couple of hours here on this device, but in terms of performance, it actually feels smoother, even though those numbers do say the performance has decreased slightly. Now, with all that being said, when can we expect Apple to release 18.4 officially to everyone? Well, I think Apple could release another RC. This has happened before, so perhaps RC or release candidate 2. If that was to happen, I would say before the end of this week, we could see the second RC perhaps on Thursday or Friday. If not, I think Apple will release iOS 18.4 to everyone on April 7th, and we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, this is not confirmed information, but based on my experience, I believe April 7th, a Monday, would be the safest bet for Apple to release iOS 18.4 to the general public. And of course, I'll have a full breakdown of everything that's new and a lot of the changes coming with 18.4 for the iPhone, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.